Welcome everyone to Chair Flow. We'll get going in about 4 minutes or so. Grabbing your chair, water, whatever else you'd like, cup of coffee, tea, uh, and get ready for a half hour in front of your screen with good posture. And we'll see you real soon. Well, welcome to Chair Flow. Grab a chair here. Make sure it's centered in the frame. All right. Welcome to Chair Flow. If you can take a half hour out to do a Chair Flow class, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'll invite you to come to the edge of your chair. So we're starting to use our back a little bit more to sit up straight and tall. Feet solidly on the floor. I suggest palms down on our thighs. Relax shoulders tall through the crown. I'll invite you to tuck the chin ever so slightly as we start to take our attention inward, focusing on ourselves, our body's needs, our breath. And we can start just by watching our breath as it flows in and out, arriving here on our chair, ready for chair flow. Now from this place of just watching your breath, I'll invite you to shape your breath as you find a long, slow inhalation, matched by a long, slow exhalation. As you breathe in, notice where the air goes, notice where the air doesn't go. And as you breathe out, I'll encourage you to draw the low belly in and up to squeeze a little more air out. Starting to shape our breath, starting to bring a little more consciousness to our breath. Staying with this conscious breath, I'm about you to find Jiva Bandha, tip of the tongue to the hard palate just behind the teeth, trying to keep that connection, keeping our jaws relaxed, and connecting front and back planes of our bodies. And finally, with your lips closed, adding a slight smile to your face, opening up the front of your throat so your breath has lots of room to circulate, refresh, and revitalize. Keeping all this, if you close your eyes, opening your eyes, and let's work our shoulders a little bit here. As we inhale the shoulders up to our ears, and then on the exhale, just let them drop. Now let's do 6 of these. Inhaling, shoulders up. On the exhale, just let them drop. Now let's do one more. And keeping the shoulders heavy, let's work with our neck a little bit as we look up and down. Up and down. And let's do 6 of these. Up and down. Up and down. Let's do 2 more. Up and down. On this last one, let's hold that look up as we enjoy a nice stretch in the base of the throat. And then finding a tuck of the chin and holding that as we stretch out the back of the neck. Now lifting the chin tall to the crown, feel free to do this along with me. Ears over shoulders, ears and shoulders over hips as we sit tall. From here, let's find easy twist. So bringing hand to side of chair, hand finds opposite thigh. Let an inhale grow your spine tall, and then finding a twist. Either looking ahead off to the side or over that back shoulder. With every inhalation, sitting up a little taller. With every exhalation, finding a little more twist. Now letting an inhalation bring you through center, and let's find easy chair twist the other way. Hand finds side of chair, hand finds opposite far side, thigh. Let an inhale grow your spine tall, and then finding your twist. Finding a drishti or place to look that works for your body, that works for your breath, that works for your neck and shoulders. Now letting an inhale bring you through center, hands on our thighs for a long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Let's find a side bend each way. We'll bring hand to chair. We'll stretch other hand high. I'll invite you to lean onto that far sits bone. And to keep the hand where it is, it's just slide near sits bone back down. And just holding for a couple of breaths. Find a little more space between each rib on that far line. Or near line, rather. Or the lifted line. And then letting an inhale bring you through center. Hand finds a chair, other hand high. We lean onto that side. We keep the hand where it is. We slide it back down. And then breathing into that lifted line. Just finding more space between each rib. Now letting a breath bring you back center. Palms on our thighs for a long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. From here, let's work torso rotation. So let's work the pencil rotations first. So trying to keep everything in one line. It's going to be a small circle, trying to stay grounded through 2 sits bones. As we circle it out, great way to connect with your center. One more time in this direction. And then taking those chair circles the other way. And let's do one more in this direction. And then back to center. Again, feel free to do this with me. Ears over shoulders, ears and shoulders over hips as we sit tall. Now let's find floppy pencil circles. So the idea is we're going to rock between the 2 sits bones, neck, shoulders, everything participates. And it's like the pencil's made out of a very rubbery rubber as we circle it around. For 1, 2, 3, halfway done, 4, 5, and 6. Back to center as we sit tall. And then we'll take those floppy pencil circles the other way. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6, and back to center for a long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Let's work one hand up, one hand down. So we're going to float our hands. We'll come off on the outside of our legs. We'll push one hand up, we'll push the other hand down. Inhaling through center, exhaling into the push as we find the other side. And back and forth. Inhaling into the push, exhaling through center. I think I'm going to cue the breath backwards here. And let's do one more each way, and we'll hold as we push up a little higher, we push down a little further. Exhaling through center, inhaling into the stretch, and then holding that extra breath. And then 2 hands on our thighs for a long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. From here, let's lean a little bit forward, and we'll get into our shoulders again. I'll invite you to find bird beak hands, so 4 fingers find the tip of the thumb. We'll bring those bird beaks to the front of our shoulders. And again, leaning a little bit forward is rotating one shoulder front and then the other. For 2, for 3, for 4, for 5, for 6. We'll take it the other way for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and back to center. So a key fun thing about chair yoga is that we're not always sitting. So I invite you not to use your hands, but using your core as we shift the weight into the feet. Just stand on up. From here, let's come around and find the back of the chair. I'll slide back a little bit so I stay in frame here. 2 hands catch the back of the chair, and we'll find a chair dog here. So walking our feet back, and then in our chair dog, bending one leg deeply as we stretch long to that opposite hip. And then finding that same stretch on the second side. And just back and forth between the sides, just stretching it out. Yeah, let's do one more each way. And then back to center. Let's walk ourselves back in towards the chair. Let me raise the screen a little bit so my head is in the frame here. Let's work a chair triangle. So you can use the chair, 1 foot front, other foot back. You can bring hand onto thigh. This hand can stay right here as we find a little bit of a twist. Or maybe that hand leaves the chair. We open up the shoulder. We stretch that hand high. As we take a big breath into our center. And then bringing high hand back to the chair, we'll pop on up, and let's switch our direction here. So we get the other foot front, other foot back. Hand finds the thigh. We can keep hand on chair as we start to find a twist away from that front leg. If you have your balance, we can set the shoulder, we can stretch that hand high, and holding for 2 or 3 breaths. Now bringing high hand back to the chair, and let's sneak in another chair dog here as we walk our feet back, and then bending one leg deeply as we ground down to or stretch long to the other leg, back and forth. And then we walk ourselves back into our chair. Let's work a revolved chair triangle. So we've got 1 foot front, 1 foot front, the other foot back. We can start this time, near hand is on the chair, other hand is on the thigh. We start to turn our bodies towards that straight front leg. We keep this hand on the chair when we set the shoulder and stretch that hand high for a revolved chair triangle. High hand comes back to the chair. We'll switch our orientation. Other foot front, other foot back. That near hand, rather than being on the thigh, finds the chair. Other hand finds the thigh. We start to twist towards that front leg, either keeping hand on chair or setting the shoulder and stretching hand high Taking big breaths into our back. Bringing high hand back to the chair. Come on up. And again, let's find our chair dog. And this time, rather than pedaling back and forth, we're going to circle our hips for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll take those chair dog circles the other way for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll walk ourselves on in. From here, let's keep the chair close in case we feel wobbly or shaky, but otherwise we'll step back just a little bit from the chair. 2 hands find the back of the hips, the fingers face down, and just circling our hips for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll take it the other way for 1, 2. Always have one hand on the chair. 3, 4, 5, 6, and back to center. From here, let's come back around. Let's sit in our chair, but we'll sit sideways in our chair, and we use the chair as traction to find a little bit of a bigger twist. So we're sideways in our chair. We turn and face the back of the chair. Hands catch the back of the chair. Let an inhale, grow your spine tall, and then using the back of the chair to traction yourself maybe a little bit deeper into your twist. Again, either looking forward, off to the side, or over that back shoulder. Now letting an inhale bring you through center, and we're going to sit other ways on that chair. Hands catch the back of the chair. That's your first inhale, grow your spine tall, and then tractioning yourself into your twist. Now letting your inhale bring you through center, and let's come again to the edge of our chair. Palms on our thighs, relaxed shoulders for a long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Let's work with our wrists a little bit. A lot of times, or many of us in these times, we're doing a lot of keyboarding or phone surfing. So our hands maybe get a little stiff, a little cramped. So let's try to chase away some of that stiffness and some of those cramps. As palms face out, I'll invite you to bring the thumb inside the palm and then the thumb outside. And let's do 6 of these. Here's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. We got 2 more to go. 5. And on this last one, let's hold the thumb inside the palm. We'll go a little bit further as we feel the stretch. And then bringing the thumb outside the palm and holding that an extra breath or so as we feel the stretch. And then back to center. From here, if you play the piano, you might go sit at the piano. Otherwise, we're going to play air piano here, keeping our fingers supple. Might add a little wrist or waist rotation. You might channel your inner Rachmaninoff. And then back to center. From here, let's make 2 fists with the hands, and the fists face up. We'll punch out on one side as we face the palm in and squeeze. Inhaling and then exhaling. You might add a percussive exhale. And let's do a couple more each way. Last one each side. Let's hold as we squeeze, 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 squeeze. Inhaling through center, exhaling into the punch, and holding as we squeeze, 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 squeeze. And then back to center. Releasing the fists. Let's give those hands a little shake. From here, let's find a clasp of the fingers. We'll press the heels of the hands together, but keep the forearms apart as we circle our wrists. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll take those wrist circles the other way for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. From here, let's walk the fingers one over to find that other clasp of the fingers as we connect the forearms and circle our wrists for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll take it the other way for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And down. Releasing the clasp of the fingers, palms on our thighs for a long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Let's come back to those pencil circles for 1. Staying grounded through 2 sits bones. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Taking those pencil circles the other way for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we'll work those rubber pencil rotations for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We'll take it the other way for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And back to center. Long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. Let's get back to our wrist a little bit here. So we're going to do this with our hands so the palm faces out. We'll reach up with the other hand. And a little gentle tug back of the fingers as we press the heel of the hand forward, stretching out that wrist. Now we're going to turn the fingers down. Same deal, we pull back with the fingers as we stretch the wrist forward. Now we're going to turn the fingers in. Same deal. Pull back the fingers as we press the heel of the hand forward. And then finally, we'll turn the palm out. Releasing that hand, palms on our thighs, smooth breath in, smooth breath out. Other side, stop. Just kidding. We pull the fingers back, we stretch the heel of the hand front. We turn the fingers down, we pull the fingers down, back as we stretch the heel front. We turn those fingers in. And then we turn the fingers out. Now coming back center. I love this wrist stretch. It can get intense. Be careful. And I'll cue you through it. We've got thumbs up. You might think of 2 rocket ships. One rocket ship takes off. It reaches its apogee, coming back down to earth, and we've got that wrist on top. Now we're going to spin our palms to face each other. We'll find a clasp of the fingers, and go slow here. This gets intense fast. We'll start to roll the hands in towards the heart, and then away from the heart. Take your time. If you've not done this, this can be super intense. So only going so far as feels right and good for you. Always taking care of yourself. And then we'll roll the hands back in. We'll release the clasp of the fingers, and we'll switch which wrist is on top. We clasp the fingers. Again, take your time. We roll our hands in towards our heart, and then we roll them away, keeping those fingers clasped and holding for a couple of breaths. And then rolling the hands back in, releasing the clasp of the fingers, palms on our thighs as we relax our shoulders for a long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. And from here, let's work those little pencil circles for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Taking those pencil circles the other way for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we'll work those rubber pencil circles as we rock between the two sits bones for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Taking it the other way for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And back to center as we take a long, smooth breath in. Long, smooth breath out. So we've been working super, super hard the past 25 minutes or so. So let's give ourselves a little massage just to thank ourselves. Taking our glasses off. I'm going to put them here. And we'll just massage our scalp. Lots of nerve endings. In the head, this should feel pretty good. From the scalp massage, let's drop down to the brow and just smoothing our brow. From the brow, sliding over to the temples. Some nice gentle circles. Taking those gentle circles the other way. Now with the eyes lightly closed and not pressing in too hard, I'll invite you to massage your eyes. Going underneath the eyes. That should feel pretty good too. From the eyes, finding the nose. If you have an itchy nose, this should feel really good. My nose is a little itchy right now. From the nose, finding the cheekbones. From the cheekbones, dropping down to the jaw. Relax that jaw. From the jaw, we'll slide back to the ears, just massaging our ears. And we call this the bumblebee meditation, as we put a finger in each ear. Make sure you can still hear me, though. And we're going to buzz like bumblebees. Now removing those fingers from your ears, hopefully you can still hear me. And we're going to find the back of the skull. Massaging particularly that place where the spine joins in. Hold a lot of facial tension in that place. Notice how your cheeks soften. Your eye sockets deepen. Your brow naturally smooths. And dropping down to the back of the neck. Oh, it feels so good. And then letting the arms hang free by your side. Let's bring one hand onto a shoulder, just pretending your shoulder's relaxed. Maybe you don't have to pretend. Let's massage that shoulder. We'll let that arm hang free. Other hand finds the other shoulder, just massaging that shoulder. And then I'll put my glasses back on. If you're not wearing glasses, you don't have to do that. And just massaging down the chest, front spine. From here, I'll invite you to bring your hands to your belly, just massaging your belly. Jelly belly. Too much food, isn't it? From here, heels of the hands to the hips, just massaging those hips. You might give those hips light taps. Then we can bring our fingers to our low back. Oh, that should feel pretty good. From the low back, I'll invite you to bring hands onto your waist. That tickles a little bit. Let's work down our legs a little bit here. So bringing hands to the top of the thighs. Let me back up so my legs are more in frame. And we're just massaging both quad and hamstring, both sides of the leg. Squeezing any tension, almost like squeezing toothpaste out of a tube. When we get to our knee, a hand on each side. Fingers find the back of the knee. And then giving our kneecap a little wiggle. We'll keep going down as we massage our calf. Achilles tendon, that always seems to be a little chilly on my body, warming it up with my hands. And if you can get nice and low, even if you're wearing shoes, massaging your foot, top of the foot, your bare foot, maybe catching the bottom of the foot. and then back up. And we'll find that other leg, so starting top of the thigh, like squeezing any tension, like squeezing toothpaste out of a tube. When we get to our knee, a hand on each side. Fingers find the back of the knee. And then giving that kneecap a little wiggle. Proceeding on down as we massage our calf. Massaging that Achilles tendon. And if you're wearing shoes, certainly the top of the foot, even through the shoe. Hopefully it's not too hard to shoe. And if you're barefoot, maybe catching the bottom of the foot. From here, coming on up, let's bring a hand to the upper arm. He's massaging any tension in the upper arm down towards the elbow. Cupping the elbow, give that a little rub. Thumb finds the eye of the elbow, just exploring that place. And then proceeding to the forearm. When we get to our wrist, just warming up our wrists. And then massaging our hands, finger at a time, little finger, ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger, and thumb, and then finding the center of the palm and massaging that with the other thumb. Other arm, we start top of the arm, we start on down. Cupping the elbow. Thumb finds the eye of the elbow. And then massaging down that forearm. When we get to our wrist, give it a little circle. And then massaging our hand, one finger at a time. Little finger, ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger, and thumb. And then bringing other thumb to the exact center of the hand. Now looking at your hands, asking yourself what color they are. Mine are warm and pink. They're also relatively dry, maybe a little sweaty, but warm, pink, and dry is a good place to be. When we're cold, blue, and sweaty, not so good. So hopefully you're not in that place. Anyway, on that cheerful note, let's end our class this afternoon with a seated meditation. So palms on our thighs, sitting up straight and tall. I'll invite you to soften or close your eyes and taking about a minute just to watch your breath as it flows in and out. I'm going to count 10 of my breaths. Keeping your eyes closed, still sitting up straight and tall. I'm going to grab my yoga bells and ring them 3 times. All right. As we sit tall, I'll invite you to bring your hands to your heart. A light press of the palms. A light press of your thumb against your sternum. A slight tuck of the chin. Ending our practice as we started, just watching as our breath flows in and out, like watching a river as the river flows by. From this place of breath observation, I'll invite you to bow, a big bow, little bow, whatever bow feels right for you. As you thank yourself for practicing chair flow, and as we offer our practice out to each other and to the world, the light within me honors and respects the light within you, and in this light, we are one. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Any comments or questions, please ask. You don't have to do it now. And we'll see you real soon, either virtually or maybe in a live class here in San Francisco. Special event tonight, a reading of Howl over where the old Six Gallery used to be. If you have any questions about that and would like to come read some Howl with us, come on along. The more the merrier, all physically distanced. We'll be wearing masks, but a chance to get together in person. Anyway, we'll see you all soon.